Beautiful hearts, and welcome to a Light Heart Tarot. My name is Val, and if this is your first time joining this community, welcome to this beautiful and sacred space that honors where you are if you're navigating through grief or anxiety or through life's transitions. And for those of you who have been here, welcome back. And so just know that even though that this recording is being made on December 25th, whenever you find this video, know that there is a message waiting for you. So today what we're going to do is channeled messages. So I have written 3 channeled messages, and we have 3 piles, pile 1, 2, and 3. I'm not going to pick this card up because she's a little naked, but there is a special message for each one of you. We will pull oracle cards, and then at the end I will read your channeled message. So just again, if you are looking to connect with your loved ones, your spirit guides, or even for your higher self, take a moment. You can close your eyes and just feel which card connects to you or energy, and know that there may be messages in multiple groups. Our loved ones are always sending us messages, and just for us to ensure that there's clarity and guidance. So in group number 1, we have this radical self-acceptance card. You are perceived the way you perceive yourself. If you are drawn to group number 2, and I can pick this up, then this is a amethyst, as well as perspective, sorry. So a calm and clear mind is free to see differently. And then for group number 3, we have intention. So lacking personal direction begets confusion, and life as a pawn to someone else's game of chess. And we also have this beautiful heartstone. It's really interesting, as just this is like a quick aside. As I was picking the stones, I realized I've come to a point in my life in which I cannot remember for the life of me the names of the stones. And that was something, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I have been able to always pick up a stone and tell you immediately what it is. And lately I have not been able to remember them. And it could be perimenopause, it could be a block, it could be a lot of things. But just know that each one of these stones have definitely been picked with care and for a reason. So close your eyes and or look at the cards and meditate, and whichever card you're drawn to, then that is the group I'm going to meet you in. I will see you in a moment. So welcome, and if you've chosen this carnelian crystal and the radical self-acceptance, welcome to group number 1. So the first thing that I am feeling and I'm picking up in this section, what your loved ones want you to know, is this acknowledgement of things feeling heavy. We see this, the beautiful colors of red and orange, but red and orange, just like the carnelian, talks about the flesh, and it talks about feeling heavy in spirit, feeling heavy mentally, feeling heavy even in your body as you're carrying so many things on your shoulders. And it feels like you have a lot of responsibilities, and it just feels like as soon as one thing happens, something else comes up. And so it's just a constant feeling of just checklists that you have to take care of. 1, it is exhausting. 2, it also, it is a distraction because it keeps us from having to acknowledge and address the feelings that we may be having around guilt or anxiety or around just life's challenges. And so there is this acceptance of it. The things that you see is the things that you experience is the way that you see them. And this is something that I picked up from the late author Neil Donald Walsh. So if I say when I wake up in the morning, life is heavy, then that is what I'm going to perceive throughout the whole day. Everything that happens, my coffee order doesn't come in exactly the way I want it to, the car doesn't start, I'm going to see things as being heavy. If I see things as I wake up in the morning and I say, let's just see what happens, car doesn't start the way it's supposed to, my thought and my mindset may be, there may be a reason that I'm supposed to leave late, or coffee doesn't arrive the way I want to. I may discover a new flavor that I enjoy. And again, I'm not trying to spiritual bypass, but I'm just trying to give an example of the way we perceive things is how things happen, to how we perceive the world around us. And so our loved ones are really wanting to, one, remind us of just, yes, we are strong. You are strong. You are magnificent. You have done so much and you've taken care of so much. And they are in just awe and in gratitude of everything that you've picked up with their passing, taking on responsibilities, being the matriarch or the patriarch of the family. I'm seeing their in one situation, take it as it resonates, you have taken on the responsibility of your siblings' children. So these are big life changes, life responsibilities that you have taken on, and you've taken it on with such grace and with such humility, but they are also acknowledging that they know that it's been challenging. And so your loved ones want you to also to take a moment and provide that self-care and the love that you put on so many people, to take that love and pull it back onto yourself. So what does that look like? It could be a spa day. It could be taking a day off. It could be taking the family for a drive somewhere and just having ice cream. Whatever it looks like, make it your own. And they are acknowledging also of how appreciated you are and how loved you are. And that is just something really important that they want you to know. So we're going to just pull a few more cards. Like these readings, today's reading is meant to be short, on the short side, because the priority is the channeled letter. And what is it that your loved ones want you to know? So journey guide, travel, change in location. So there may be, for some of you, you've been thinking about changing locations, moving somewhere, even, and it could be also just moving to a different apartment, to a bigger house, or to a smaller space, or just regular travel and meeting new people. Whatever it is, your loved ones are encouraging you to explore, have adventures. You have a lot of responsibilities, but it doesn't mean that you need to deny yourself those pleasures. And then eternal spirit, higher self, sacred intuition. And so again, we have your loved ones are just reminding you that use your intuition and listen to your body and to yourself. When you are feeling tired, take rest. When you are feeling like boundaries need to be placed because too much is being asked of you, it's okay to place those boundaries, and actually it is necessary to place those boundaries. Your loved one is just letting you know that you are important, and it is important for you to take those times and those moments out for yourself. It goes back to doing the oxygen mask. If you are in an airplane and there's something wrong with the airplane, you need to take the oxygen first before you can help others. And so that's why it's important to always listen to what your body, your mind, your spirit is asking for you. If you need to take rest, definitely take it. It is important. And the door to value. And this is important because it talks about abundance. And so that sometimes we think of abundance as just having money and things, but it's also in addition to being surrounded by those who love us. And your loved ones are acknowledging. Sometimes it feels like the work that you do, it's the word that I'm hearing from someone is thankless work, but they're because you don't always hear the appreciation, you don't always hear the thank yous, and your loved one is saying, if all of these people stood in front of you, you would hear just how valuable you are, how much they appreciate you, how much they love you, and how much you have changed their lives. And so know that you are the abundance to your loved ones, your family, your friends, and as well in the opposite, your family and friends are the abundance. They are the gift to you. They are the ones that you can talk to at 2 in the morning when things feel frustrating and you need to laugh. They are the ones that you can go to when you just need to, just go on a quick coffee run or something, and to feel recharged. So just know that that's where your abundance is coming from, just the love that you give out, as well as that love comes back to you. And we'll pull one more card out, and thank you, Spirit, for and so your final card is Breathe Through the Tension, the full moon in Scorpio. And so we see this beautiful landscape, but we do have the danger of the Scorpio. And it's just the scorpion. I don't know why I was just saying Scorpio, but challenges do arise, and sometimes they may not always be present. And it may not always just be in your, like, you may not foresee these things coming. It can sometimes creep up upon us. Issues with households, issues with careers, challenges that we may just face even with our health or day-to-day life. But your loved ones are letting you know, just breathe through it. They're showing me an image of, I have a best friend who, when my husband died, she would just tell me every single day, just breathe. And that is something, a mantra that I kept with me, breathing through the grief, breathing through when I had to have surgery. Every single moment, I took a breath and I moved on to the next moment. And so that is your final advice, is to, you're not going to be able to foresee everything that's going to happen. And challenges are always going to be present. But if you breathe through it, you will be able to take one step in front of the other, in front of the other, in front of the other. So that is the message that your loved one wants you to know. And now we're going to read your channeled letter. So, dear love, I know this year, and especially this season, has felt relentless. Like the moment you tend to one thing, another rises up asking for your attention, your energy, or your strength. You haven't had space to breathe or land back inside yourself. And even now, there's something tugging at you, waiting. I feel the frustration, the anger, the guilt that sneaks in, even the ache of missing the ease we once had, the laughter, the way we could face things together and keep moving. I know it hurts that I'm not there in the ways I once was. And that's why I'm reaching you now, to remind you that I am still here. You are not alone in this, even though when it feels that way. I'm walking with you through every step, holding your hand. And I'm not the only one. There are others around you too. Family, friends, quiet supports. You may not even notice, but they are there. I'll keep sending small moments of light, a smile, a sign, a pause that lets you breathe. And I want you to know that you're allowed to create your own comfort now. New rituals that belong just to you. Light a candle, take a bath, go to a movie, dance, make art, listen to music, or sit in stillness. Let it be whatever your body and your heart need without explanation. I love you more than you know. I see everything you've done, now and before, the way you showed up, the way you loved, the way you quietly supported me just by being you. When the next few days or weeks feel like too much, place your hand on your heart, tap twice, feel it beating, steady and alive, reminding you of the love that still surrounds you. I have never left you. I will never leave you. I am right here, always, loving you always. So, I hope today's message brought some clarity and some guidance and some peace. If you want me to, for any of you, send you the copy of this letter, just feel free to leave a comment below. And really, if you need any quiet support, you can go onto my website and sign up for the Light Note, which is a weekly email that I send, just helping people get through challenging times. But if this is where I leave you, I'm sending you my love and light and wishes for a beautiful holiday. And if you're following me into group 2, I will see you there. Talk to you soon. Hello, beautiful. So if you've chosen this amethyst and then the perspective card, then welcome to group number 2. Now the amethyst, this amethyst was part of a larger piece. It was an angel wing set and it broke. And there was something about resilience and also there's a saying that when crystals break, there's a need for it to break and to separate its energy. But if you also know the amethyst, it provides calm, it provides serenity. And so there feels like there is a fracture in the serenity. Fracture, sometimes that can happen with relationships that have a strain, or even could be a strain with yourself, and you may be feeling stress and challenges. So there is something in here about resilience, something in here about even in the calm, sometimes things are fragile, but there's always a way to fix them. And with the perspective card, we're seeing that same thing. So a calm and clear mind is free to see differently. Can you see different perspectives? Can you see a different pathway for yourself? And this is what your loved ones are coming in to share with you. What is calling for you to see things differently? A disagreement, family dynamics, a pathway to see how you can solve something. Sometimes when we are in the midst and the thick of things, it is hard for us to be able to see our way through and to resolve or to find another path. And so your loved one is asking you to just take a moment to breathe, take a step back, and can you see things from a different perspective? For your loved ones, where they are now, they no longer have to deal with or experience ego and emotions. So when they see things, they're able to see it from a higher perspective and understand why people made decisions or why they said things that they said, or why certain challenges will come into your life or opportunities, because they're able to see from a different perspective. We do not have that ability to always be able to take a step back and see things from a higher view, because as humans, we are here in the thick of it, in emotions and pride and love and fear and all of those things. And life comes at us like, at the moment. So this is now asking us to find a way, take a step back, have a calm mind. Can we see our way through a situation? Can we see our way through a relationship that may be causing strain? And so, as I mentioned to group number 1, the priority for today's reading is for me to do the letter. And so this will be a short reading, and thank you, Spirit. But your loved ones are asking for you to take action. So we see things that are of a different perspective. Not everything is black and white. And so can we, again, take a step back, see where we can find solutions, where we can make things just a little bit easier. And you also have the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. And so we see that change comes. There's been a change in dynamic, especially after your loved one passed away. And so change in what I'm seeing is having to sell off property, having to take care of business that it used not to be in your wheelhouse, and now you're the one responsible for doing it. So all these changes are coming, and with it comes challenges with families aligning on things together, or people seeing eye to eye, or maybe even being able to find the frustration of finding a resource to help you manage some of these matters. So again, you were being given strength by your loved ones and how to navigate through all of these different intricate um, situations. And what we also have, oops. Okay. We do have prosperity, so there is abundance and success if you're able to be able to take a step back. But what also your loved ones are letting you know is that teamwork and being able to ask for help is really important, and that's where also the abundance and success comes in. This was also in pile number one, which was the discussion of sometimes we think of abundance as just being about money, but it is also about family, it's about friends, it's about surrounding ourselves with the resources that helps and supports us when we need it. And so knowing that if there is a difficult or challenging situation that's taking place right now, knowing that if you can offer forgiveness, if you can offer a different perspective, what it does, it just makes the whole support system stronger. And that provides you with the support that you need to be able to get through many of these challenging situations. This also came up in group number one, so there may be messages in group number one, but your eternal self. And so it's listening to your intuition and really knowing when your body needs to rest, when your mind needs to rest. But it's also using your intuition to connect. In this reading, it's to connect with your loved ones. So when you're feeling stressed, when you're feeling that things are just really overwhelming, take a step back, have that calm and clear mind. Maybe meditation is not your thing. Maybe listen to music. Connect with the energy of your loved ones and listen to the messages that they're sharing with you, because that is definitely going to help you to be able to manage and navigate some of these challenges that you may be going through. And then your final card before we go into your channeled reading is the first quarter moon in Taurus, so release control. So as a Taurus, I can tell you that this is really hard, but it is also really important. How can we release control? Sometimes we can't see what is going to happen above, beyond the horizon. Sometimes, and again, there may be messages in one because it wasn't the same card, but it was about challenges and not always being able to see what's in front of us, but having that surrender and just knowing that we're going to be okay. From our loved ones who are protecting us, from our friends and family, and also from ourselves, the self-love that we give to ourselves and the care that we give to ourselves then allows us to be able to take one step at a time to deal with certain challenges and to move forward. So release control. And if you can go into the surrender and just allow things to unfold naturally, then that is really going to be a huge help to you. So now your channel message. And if you, one momento, because this is missing. Okay, hold on one moment while I get your letter, because this is clearly missing. And so, again, this is an example of how to release control. Not everything goes the way that you want it to. There's a part of your message that's missing, so let me just go get it, and I will be right back. Again, apologies. When I folded the letters, they all looked complete. But again, I've also learned in my journeys that everything happens for a reason. So it is how to have grace when everything doesn't work out the way we expect it to, and how to pivot and just keep moving forward. So that being said, here is your channeled message. So one of the things I've learned looking back is how heavy anger really is. Holding on to it, especially for someone else, is like pouring hot water over your own hands and waiting for the other person to feel it. In this quiet season or space, of reflection, I see how emotions move us, how pride, love, and the fear of losing love can drive our choices, our silence, our regrets, and our guilt. I know my passing wasn't easy, not for you, not for the family, not for anyone. I know it created fractures, moments where people couldn't see each other clearly or meet in the same space. What I understand now is how little we know about timing. We never truly know when a goodbye is final or when anger might be the last thing we exchange. And so I want to ask you something softly, without demand. Can you hold forgiveness? Not agreement, not pretending everything is fine, but forgiveness. Can you hold someone in love even when you don't see eye to eye, even when it hurts, even when it's complicated? Can you remember that love can exist alongside difference, alongside disappointment, and alongside grief? I know how easy it is to dig in, to armor up, to protect your heart by shutting doors and building walls. I did it too. And sometimes it feels safer to close yourself off, to keep love at a distance so it can't wound you again. But I want you to know that protecting your heart doesn't have to mean closing it. Forgiveness isn't about weakness. It's about choosing peace inside of yourself. And that choice, even in small moments, is an act of love that reaches further than you realize. Loving you to the moon and beyond. So this is your channeled message, my dear heart. If you would like a copy of this letter, just put it in the comments and I'm happy to send it to you if you just give me your email address. But I hope that it brings you clarity, it brings you support and guidance during these times, and know that I'm sending all of my love to you. If this is where I leave you, sending love and light, or you may follow me into group number 3. And as a reminder, I would also check out for you group number 1 as well, because there were, as I mentioned, a lot of just similarities to the two groups. And very weird stuff is falling now. So I will leave you here. And again, we'll talk to you soon. Hello, beautifuls. So if you've chosen this crystal and the intention card, then welcome to group number 3. So the first thing that I want you to bring to your attention is, if you look at this crystal, there is like a seam that is going through here. Oops, sorry. And it feels like for this group intent is specifically, it has been work, that an intention that you have had to put in to really help you with the healing process and in navigating, and how to really step into it, because this feels like a warrior energy, but it's also stepping into faith. We see the wings that are supporting you, and we see the energy and your loved ones that are supporting you. But this has been, for many who are in this group, it feels, what I'm feeling is cumulative grief, very deep grief, grief that has, and not to say that the other two groups have not gone through challenges, but there is something about cumulative grief that when we have experienced multiple loss back to back, that it starts changing our psyche, and it feels sometimes like we're walking in a dark void, and it's trying to find a way to get out of it. But there's this tenacity about you, strength about you, and this drive to find the light. And when I look at this card, this is really also what light in the chaos means to me. So finding that light in the chaos, in spite of everything that has happened, it's trying to find that spark, that light, your joy center again, and coming home to yourself. It hasn't been easy. And there have been times in which you have moved into using distractions, whether it's working or just anything that keeps your attention away from having to feel the pain. But it's also, as you then move into distractions, you're also moving into how are the ways that I can support myself, such as therapy or meditation, going into spirituality. Everyone has a different way that they navigate through their grief, but you have been actively seeking it out. And so let's move into what else is it that your loved one wants you to know. So what is it that your loved one wants you to know? We have Archangel Phanuel, which is hope, optimism, and new beginnings. And it's interesting because I was looking at the hope globe here, and this card comes out. And so there is this confirmation that with the work that you've been doing, there is optimism and new beginnings that are taking place. What I am seeing for you is especially is new love. And so this pile number 3 feels like my widowers group, or those who have had really deep relationships and have lost a loved one. And it's finding that new friendship, that new relationship, that new love that comes in, and also being at a place where you're ready to accept new love. And so it feels like as you've been walking through the fire, the image I'm also seeing is the phoenix that's rising up. And what we have is Archangel Raziel. So wisdom, inspiration, the Akashic records. And so we have 2 cards here that really brings, again, that light. But it's also showing that you have been, this is a group that feels like whatever knocks you down is something that you try to understand, you try to learn from. So it's reading, meditation, taking classes, also really into connecting with your angels, wanting to understand what is about our loved ones in spirit. When they cross over, where do they die? So there's one part of that. There's the other part of grief and how to have tools into your little toolkit to help you navigate when you have stress or anxiety or PTSD. That's another thing that's coming in. And then there's also the really living it. And so sharing your story with others, helping others, and really walking into that path. What I always say, if you follow me, turning your mess into your message. So that has been something that is really that you have been aligning with. And we have here the Angel of Love. And so again, confirmation in this section that if you are seeking love, and again, if you're not ready for a relationship, that is fine. But if you're seeking love, then that love is coming to you. And again, it's not a betrayal of your loved one to allow love to come in. As we see here with the heart, it has done the work. It has really been, it's been walking forward and walking with grief, and knowing that you are at a place that you can walk with grief and also walk with love at the same time. And interestingly, this showed up in reading number 1. So breathe through the tension. So again, we can't see the things that are aligned or ahead of us, but if we can surrender into what things may come, then just allow just life to unfold. And so there's no control. It's just being conscious of our intentions and just taking it one step at a time. So there's something here, though, also, even with death, because the scorpion can bring death. Even with death, you have all of this beautiful life that is surrounding it and beautiful emotions. So you can still walk with death and still acknowledge and honor your loved one, but also allow new life to come into your life. And so it's such a beautiful reading because it just shows that you have been, this is what the work that you've been doing has been leading up to this for a chapter 2, it feels like. So now let's look at your channeled message. So, dear love, I was thinking the other day about how much I miss sitting at the table with you. A cup of coffee between us, laughing about nothing important at all. Just stories, moments, the kind of laughter that doesn't need a reason. I'm still there sometimes, you know. When you're driving and you reach for your coffee, when you pause for a second, I brush your shoulder or lightly hold your hand, just to remind you that you're not alone. But what I really came to share is how proud I am of you. I've always been proud, but now I see you in a deeper way. I see the strength you carry quietly, the grace you hold even when things feel heavy. I see you moving forward inch by inch, honoring the love we shared while also offering it out into the world. I know this path hasn't been easy. Some days have been gentle and others have felt like an uphill climb with no rest in sight. But I see the sparks coming back into your eyes, the laughter when the sun catches you just right, or when a movie reminds you of something we once shared. I see the friends you found, the ones who show up, who hold you, who support you in ways that matter. I see you dreaming again and letting yourself imagine more, travel, movement, maybe even love. I know how intentionally you've been holding onto those dreams and how much care and love you've poured into them. How you still share them with me in quiet thoughts and in whispered moments. I want you to be happy in this life. I want you to keep dreaming, wondering, staying curious, the way we always did together. Even though I'm not there the way I once was, I'm running alongside you, watching that kite lift higher and higher and cheering from the stands as your biggest supporter. I'm celebrating every new friendship, every new step, every new chapter you're writing. You carry me in your heart just as I carry you in mine. Keep smiling. Keep dancing. Keep dreaming. There is so much waiting for you. You are beautiful. You are a ray of light, and I am endlessly grateful to know you in this lifetime and beyond. Thank you for the laughter, and thank you for the love, and thank you for being you. And as you write the pages of your chapter 2, I'll be right there turning them with you. I love you. What a beautiful message. And just know, even with the hope that your loved one is your biggest supporter, cheering you on with everything that you're doing. And so I hope this reading has brought some clarity and some guidance. If you want a copy of this letter, please just send a note in the comments, and we can exchange emails, and I'll send this to you. But I am sending you so much love, so much light, so much support during this time and always. And I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, everyone.